Righto, we're looking at volume of a prism. Okay, so just to recap, when you're talking about a prism, you're talking about something that has a constant cross-section. It doesn't come to a point like a pyramid. Okay, and here's basically the three kinds you're probably going to come across. Okay, rectangular base prism, a cylinder, and a triangular base prism. Okay, now in the formula sheet it says this. It says the volume equals capital AH. Okay, and what the heck does that mean? That means the area of the base times the height. Okay, so if you're looking at these ones here, what I'm colouring in is the base. The base is the constant cross-section. Now, actually in the rectangular prism it doesn't really matter which side you use as the base because they're all constant with each other either way you look at it. But you need to know the area of the base. So in this case, it'll be a rectangle. This is the area of the base. In this case, it's a circle. In this case, it's a triangle. Okay, so as long as you can find the area of the base, you're good to go. Then it's got to times it by the height. All right, so let's have a look at a couple of examples. Let's go with the triangular one. All right, so here's a triangular based prism. Okay, so let's say we've got 1.4 meters that way. Let's say here we've got, I'm going to make that 1.2 meters, and across the bottom here I'm going to go 1.9 meters. Okay, so volume is area of the base times the height. So what you just got to identify is what is the base. So volume is AH, the area of the base. Okay, so the base is this triangle here. So then you go back to the formula sheet. The area of a triangle is the base times the height divided by 2. Okay, so looking at this, that is there is the height of the triangle. Okay, and this is the base of the triangle. Okay, times height of prism. All right, so just looking at this bit here, there's like two parts of it. Okay, you got the area of the base, and then you got the height of the prism. All right, so you just got to focus on the flat shape that is the base. All right, now in this case, it's this triangle. All right, so you've got 1.9 as the base, 1.2 is the perpendicular height, and you would divide that by 2. All right, now what is the height of the prism? This here is the height of the prism. It's launching off from the base. How far does the prism go? Okay, so that's 1.4. All right, I can just chalk all this into the calculator. Okay, so I got 1.9 times 1.2 divided by 2 is that. It's 1.14. 1.14 times 1.4. Now I times that by 1.4. And I've got 1.596 meters cubed. Okay, it's volume. So let me just quickly rehash that. That part there, that is the base. So that belongs to that red part. Okay, that's the base of the triangle, that's the height of the triangle. Base times height divided by 2. But that, no matter what that shape is, I've then got to multiply it by the height of the prism, which is that number there. Okay, so I figured this out as a separate thing and then multiplied by the height. And the answer is in cubic meters. Let's have another go. We'll do all three. Okay, let's go with a cylinder. All right, so let's say I've got that, and let's say it's 15 meters across there, and it's 2 meters high that way. Okay, what's the volume of this cylinder? Maybe it's a massive water tank or something. Okay, so we've got the same thing. We start with the same thing. Volume is area of the base times the height of the cylinder. Okay, so what's going on here? Okay, so this, feel free to write on the diagram. Okay, that is diameter, which is not what you want. You always want radius. Whenever there's something circular, you always want radius. So I can just write above here, radius is half of 15, which is 7.5. Okay, that's what I'm going to use. I'm not going to use the diameter. This bit here, that is the height of the prism. Okay, which is that. All right, so what's the area of a circle? Area of a circle is pi r squared, because this is our base. That circular bit there is the base. All right, so area of a circle, pi r squared, and then we just multiply pi h out there. All right, pi times 7.5 squared times 2. I'm just putting it into the formula. All right, I'm going to put all that in one go. So here we go with the magic buttons. Pi times 7.5 squared times 2 is 353.4 cubic meters. Okay. So just quickly to recap, we've got our base there is this constant cross section. I have to get from diameter to radius, so I divide that. Feel free to write that on the diagram. Area of the base times the height. So that's my area of my base, and that's the height. Okay, let's do the easy one now. I kept the easy one for last, and that is a rectangular prism. Rectangular prisms are a piece of cake because all you got to do is multiply the three sides together, providing of course they're all in the same units. So I will just mix things up a little bit. Let's call that 55 centimeters, that side there. That's 2.15 meters that way, and I'm going to go 95 centimeters that way. Okay, so let's say I've got to find the area, the volume in cubic meters. All right, so I'm going to go, first of all, I'm going to get them all into meters. You cannot use different units in the formulas. Okay, so this one here, 0.55 meters. That one there, 0.95 meters. Okay, now we're good to go. So it's still the same formula, but it's actually way easier, because in this case, the area of the base, well, it doesn't really matter which way you go. You know, I could call this shape here the base because there's this constant cross section through there. If I cut it that way, got this constant cross section. But you know what? I could also call that side the base, because if I cut it that way, I'm going to have the same shape. So there's even other ways. You could call this one the base as well. There's 3 different ways you could cut it. So it doesn't matter which way you go. But let's just pick this one, for instance. If I'm going to go with that as the base, okay, if I wanted to call that the base, then what's its area? It's just a rectangle, so it's side times side. Okay, so it's going to be 0.95 times 0.55. And then I just multiply it by how far along that goes, 2.15. So can you see, it's a pretty simple process, because it's just the 3 dimensions multiplied together. which makes these ones the simple ones. So here we go, 0.95 times 0.55 times 2.15. Okay, so there's 1.123 meters cubed. All right, so the three kinds of prisms you really need: rectangular prism, a cylinder, and a triangular prism. Okay, but it's the same approach. Find the area of the base and multiply it by the height. All right, get out of here.